record. Here we go. Yeah, sí. Bienvenidos y bienvenidas. Welcome. It's the Jean and Marilyn show today.
That's right.
We got a lot of people out. We got people on the road. We got people not, kind of under the weather. We got everything going on. So you know what? Um, that's life. Life is crazy. So okay. Get on with us, Ed. What are we going to do? We're going to hopefully review our video, look at some of our true verb prompts, because we have a smaller crew to contribute with examples today. We may get into an extra listening video just for fun or some reading or, like I said, whatever. We're gonna wing it. So, okay.
That sounds good.
A ver, bien, vamos a empezar. Quiero saber. I want to know. La primera cosa que quiero saber. The first thing that I want to know is what questions you might have had from the video. Oh, and I don't think you can see the video. Can you see the video?
I cannot.
Nope. Aha. I got some weird Zoom things going on this morning. I had a relative call and we had problems with that too. Let's try again. Otra vez. Okay, mejor. Better?
That's better.
Sí, yep. Mucho mejor. Bien. Okay.
Día de hoy, Andrea la mexicana y sus amigos van a conocer viñedos.
Van a conocer viñedos. We're going to get familiar with vineyards. This is, Andrew had the question a little bit back. Hey, refresh your ideas on saber and conocer. Saber, conocer. Saber is to know facts or information, stuff. Also, when you want to say, how to do something. Like, por ejemplo, yo sé esquiar. I know how to ski. But conocer is for generally knowing people, but also for being familiar with some topic, or more likely, being familiar with an area, a place. And that place can be anything geographic. It can be, I'm familiar with this room, I'm familiar with this house, I'm familiar with this neighborhood, I'm familiar with this city, I'm familiar with this state. What conocer tells you is that you know a place as in you have physically been there. Okay, so when she says van a conocer viñedos son vineyards, ¿sí? Un viñedo es el lugar donde cultivan, ¿sí? Cultivan uvas, grow grapes, ¿sí? Para hacer vino. So van a conocer viñedos, we're going to get familiar with, we're going to actually go to the vineyards. So there is an example of how we use conocer with a place, and again, how we match up two verbs that walk around together to talk about the same activity. And the key with this is that the two verbs don't talk about two separate actions. The two verbs come together to talk about one activity. But the reason we use two verbs together is because it's going to convey a specific idea. In this case, irá is one of, wow, this is something that everyone who speaks Spanish must know, because it's used in in all kinds of conversations all the time on a daily basis. Irá indicates what somebody is going to do. So it's, instead of using a future tense, instead of saying will do something, this is the conversational way to say you're going to do something. And we have the exact same setup in English. Bueno, Jean, ¿tienes alguna pregunta? Do you have any kind of question? ¿Tienes alguna pregunta de vocabulario?
Sure. So so full disclosure, I watched this one time only this morning. I know you'd suggested for us to watch it twice.
That's okay.
But I did the and so I guess one question about what you were just speaking about. So when it says van a conocer, how does that literally translate? Does it mean we're going to become familiar
We're
with
going to
vineyards?
become familiar with. We're going to
Okay.
get familiar.
Got it.
We're going to know. Sounds really lame because you wouldn't say that in English.
Because
You would
like
say-
I might say I want to learn about an area. So, but that
Okay,
would be
that works
aprender.
too.
I
That
assume.
works too. So
Yeah.
here is another example of how conocer is used if people have a conversation. And conocer is not used if it is not used to say I know a person. So the way we use it with a person is conozco a mis vecinos. I know my neighbors,
Mhm.
right? No conozco a todos los primos de mi amigo. I don't know all of my friends' cousins.
Okay.
So we use conocer with people, and that's the part that people, okay, they get that. But when we're talking about a place, it could be something as simple as this. Ok, por ejemplo, sí, conozco el Museo de Arte en Phoenix.
Okay.
I'm familiar with the art museum in Phoenix, but it doesn't indicate I know where it is located or I know about it. It indicates I have actually been there on that site. I have physically been there.
Okay.
So, in other words, I know my way around. Conozco el Museo de Arte de Phoenix means I am familiar with, I know my way around
Yep.
the art museum.
Yep.
Oh, por ejemplo. So that's just a building, right?
Yep.
One physical space. Puedo decir, por ejemplo, oh, sí, porque vivía en Chicago, because I used to live in Chicago.
Mhm.
Conozco muchos pueblos en Wisconsin.
Sí.
I also
Sí.
know my way around several towns in Wisconsin. I've been to several towns in Wisconsin.
Gotcha.
See?
Yep.
Somebody might walk up to you and ask, here's a very typical question that you may want to ask if you're a tourist. ¿Conoces un buen restaurante de tacos? ¿Conoces una buena taquería?
Mhm.
Do you know of a really good taco place? And if you want to ask that, you don't want to just know what's the name of a place.
Right.
¿Conoces una buena taquería?
That means I'm asking if they've been there.
Have you been? Yeah. Do
Got
you
it.
know of a good place because you have actually been there
Yeah.
and sampled it? So
Yep.
that physical presence with conocer is the real key. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yay. Magnifico.
So I was just going to say, I did enjoy watching this video. I mean, she goes to a couple of wineries and those look like beautiful places, even though it's cold. Is that in Mexico where she is?
No, ella está cerca de Vancouver. She's near Vancouver, sí,
Got it.
en el oeste, in the west, en el
Sure.
oeste de Canadá.
Sure. Okay.
Y, bien, okay.
Sure. So there were as I watched it, I was watching for the use of the double verb, right?
Sí,
And
sí.
then I also, there were some words that I didn't know exactly what they meant, but I feel like I got a good gist of what the video was about, even without going to look up words in right? But
Is it helpful to do a quick walkthrough?
Let's do a walkthrough of it, because I think there may have been some vocabulary that was lost on me, but even though I think I understood the general
there
gist
you go. Yeah.
Right?
And there's one word I know for sure. I have in the back of my mind. Oh, people will think I don't know what this one word be. So let's
Vamos a ver qué tomamos y qué
let's see what we'll
vemos.
drink.
Hace
and what
mucho
we'll see.
frío y la
It's really
temperatura
It's very cold, right?
no sé si está ok
And the temperature, I don't know if it's
para
okay
la uva,
for
pero
grapes.
vamos a comprar vino.
But we're gonna buy wine.
Vamos a ver qué tiene este lugar.
We're going to see what this place has. And now,
Mhm.
here's a little structure that won't be a double verb, but it's interesting to use.
Ve muy lujoso.
Se ve muy lujoso.
Yeah.
Ver means to see. The building obviously doesn't have eyeballs to look at something.
Right.
So when you hear se ve, it means it looks. It looks a certain way. Se ve
Got it.
muy lujoso. It looks really luxurious. Okay?
Yep.
If somebody walks up to you and says, te ves muy bonita, they're saying, you look really pretty,
Yeah.
right? So reflexive of ver is something looks a certain way. Okay.
Me gusta mucho y la madera,
I like the
la
wood really a lot.
arquitectura.
The architecture.
Estas
And
velas
Yeah.
huelen muy bien.
These candles smell really good. And that Huelen is a conjugation for the verb oler, which is spelled O-L-E-R.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it is a stem changer and that H just goes on to the front.
And that means to smell?
Yeah. So
Got it.
huelen means they smell, right?
Got it.
Somebody says, huele bien. Wow, it smells good. Huele mal. It smells bad. Right?
Got
Huele, it smells, a thing smells, and huelen, they smell. You're not going to hear a whole lot of people using a conjugation for yo. You know, okay, could somebody say I smell bad? Yes. Is that something you're
Sure.
going to need to pull out of your pocket for conversation? No, you're not. But to say that, something you want to purchase smells good, like a candle, or food smells really yummy, you may hear that. Huele, one thing smells, huelen, they smell.
So to spell the verb is just O-L-E-R, no H?
The
or an A?
infinitive is O-L-E-R.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
And it means that something is giving off a scent.
An odor, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chicos, a mí me encantó este vino. Este
I
vino,
loved it. And the me encantó is just the past of me encanta. Me
Yeah.
encanta, I love, but I loved, meaning here is my reaction after I had some. I loved it. Me encantó.
I loved it. Yep.
So,
Me
me
encantó.
encantó. Notice it's got an O at the end. That means you got to punch the O at the end, right?
Yep.
The encanto doesn't mean enchantment, the noun, or I am enchanted to somebody, but encantó with a punch on the O means I loved it. So I loved this wine.
blanco,
The white
sabe
wine.
muy bueno.
And here is an AI mistake. That S-A-B-E is wrong. What she said is sabe, which is spelled S-A-B-E.
S-A-B-E.
You say, wait a minute, saber. Saber means to know. Wait a minute, the wine knows. No, the wine doesn't know it. This is saber. There is also another verb, saber, S-A-B-E-R, spelled the same way as the to know verb, S-A-B-E-R, but sabe, S-A-B-E, also can mean it tastes.
Oh.
And so what they
So
should have
instead of
had in
saying-
there, but because of the way Spanish is pronounced and the B and the B are the like, AI does not know how to interpret that sound.
Sure.
Sabe.
Well,
Sabe.
Again, just getting the general gist, I understood that she has had the wine before and that she thinks it's really good.
Yeah,
Right.
she said I loved it, so you know that she's had some to taste it, right? Sabe
Yeah.
muy bien really should be S-A-B-E, and that means it
Okay.
tastes.
Yeah.
It tastes really good.
Y aquí tienen otras
Here you have
presentaciones.
other presentations or
Yep.
views,
Other ways they have
other
their
wines.
words. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so
Looks like a
here,
neat place.
Vamos a ver la parte de afuera.
we're gonna
Miren
see the
esto,
outdoor
qué
area.
lindo.
Look how
I know, I
La
think that's
vibra de
amazing.
este lugar me gusta. Y tienen
I like the vibe of this
un
place.
restaurante aquí atrás. Las
They have a restaurant behind here. Atrás means atrás.
Behind. Yep.
personas pueden comer en un lugar calientito.
People can people can eat in a warmer place.
Yeah, I assumed a warm place. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, just like we
And-
have cooling stations for the outdoors in the
Right.
summer.
They've
They
got
have
igloos.
warming
Disfrutar de
hut.
un buen vino y de la
enjoying
vista.
a good
Vamos a
wine.
ver.
And
El
the
ave
beer.
característica de
Beautiful.
Canadá.
The characteristic bird, the typical
Canadian
bird
goose, yeah.
of Canada. Ave is just a more elevated vocabulary word instead of pájaro. Pájaro, P-A-J-A-R-O, P-A-J-A-R-O. Pájaro means bird, but ave also means bird. Ave is more from the Latin kind of thing.
Sure.
And it's used more when you talk about like species of birds as opposed to look at that bird flying. Ave.
Well, I didn't know if it was goose or if it meant bird. So I knew it obviously if she's talking about those Canadian geese, but
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Mira esto.
Yeah, look
Mira
at that.
esto.
look at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Todos al mismo tiempo, el
All at the same
ruido, el
time.
sonido.
The
Pienso que es como
sound,
una
the
terapia
noise.
de frío para
I think
ellos.
it's like
Es algo
therapy for the
mental, tienen que estar preparados para volar.
cold. Something mental they do to get prepared to fly off altogether.
Yeah.
Vamos a acercarnos a la orilla de
We're going to draw near to the shore. La
That's what
orilla
that's
is
what
the
I
shore.
was I knew cerca is near, so I'm like that has something to do with going near the water, I'm guessing.
Yeah, this is a verb, acercarnos. We're going to go up to. You would probably say in English, we're going to go up to, or we're going to approach. But approach is kind of a formal term, and conversationally, you don't say that. So conversationally, we say, oh, we're going to walk up to, we're going to get close to the shore. And that acercarnos, buried in the middle of the verb acercarnos, which is to draw up to get close to, is the word cerca, which you already know. That word cerca is a
Right.
preposition, and it means, close, right? Nearby.
Yep.
So acercarse is to draw up to walk up to something.
del lago. Andrea la mexicana está en la playa
Here on
con
the
arena diferente, tiene
With
más
different kind of
piedras. Hay
More
piedras,
like stone
piedras y
kind of
popó.
So are
Stone and poop.
piedras rocks then? Little rocks or something?
Piedras means rocks or stones.
Yeah.
Stones, piedras, stones, and poop. Popó.
Ah, nice. That's what I thought she was talking about.
That's a polite, non-vulgar way to talk about. Well, it's bird poop, yeah.
Hay popó y hay piedras en esta orilla, en
Poop
esta
and little
arena.
stones on this.
Oh, tenemos
Sure.
huellas del
We've got tracks.
Yep.
Huellas are footprints or tracks. So they're the bird footprints.
las patas de
Patas are animal legs.
The feet,
or
yep.
feet. Yeah, they're little foot tracks.
las aves que vimos.
Of the birds that we saw.
Ay. Oh, está resbaloso, ¿eh?
And it's slippery.
Puedes patinar aquí.
You can
Está
skate
resbaloso.
It's-
Con mucho cuidado.
It's slippery. It's slippery. Resbaloso means slippery, like just slide on it.
Okay.
You have to be
Podemos
really
ver
careful.
la orilla del río
And here's a double verb. Podemos ver. We can see. Yeah. Instead, and just as ir plus a second verb says we're going to do something. Poder, conjugated, plus a second verb not conjugated, indicates what you can do, what you're able to do. So it has a different job than ir. Its jobs talk about possibility or ability to do something, right? Podemos ver, we can see. We can see the shore of the river.
completamente congelada.
Completely
Mucho
frozen.
hielo. No
Lots of
entiendo
ice.
cómo pueden nadar.
I don't know how they can swim. And pueden nadar. She's not talking about podemos, we can. Pueden, they can. And that's, and we know implication that she's talking about the birds because we've been showing the birds, right? So pueden talks about the birds.
Los animales son increíbles.
The animals
Aquí
are incredible.
tenemos un vecindario privado.
Here we've got a private neighborhood. Vecino is neighbor. Vecindario is a neighborhood. It's a different word for barrio. Yeah, so vecindario means vicinity, neighborhood, the area adjoining wherever you are. Yeah. So it's a private neighborhood.
Esta playa es privada.
This beach is private.
Lo interesante también es...
And the interesting thing too, when we combine lo with an adjective, in this case, interesante, it's that lo is not a masculine word. It is a neuter word. Lo interesante, in English, we have to tack on the word thing.
Oh.
So the interesting thing. See?
Yeah. So I thought it meant it's interesting, but maybe I was just making that up.
It does mean that, but in English we would say the interesting thing is that. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So somebody could, and you can combine lo with any kind of adjective theoretically. She could have said lo bonito, the pretty thing about this, right? Lo pintoresco, the picturesque thing about. We can combine lo with any describing word. Okay, so the interesting thing also is
que para allá tenemos
over there
100 kilómetros de lago y para
we've got 100 kilometers
of lake,
of lake.
Yeah,
big lake.
Tenemos 100 kilómetros más.
And we've got
es
100
enorme.
kilometers more.
Well, it has quite a view.
And those are big blobs of ice,
Yeah.
Increíble la cantidad de sorpresas y cosas bonitas que estamos viendo. Yo no soy muy fan del invierno.
I'm not a real fan of winter. And young people in the Spanish-speaking world like to use the word fun as fan, right? The old school way of saying that would be fanático.
Sure.
Fanática, but fun. Or aficionado. Aficionado means somebody who is a fan also. So you may hear it different ways. Young people like to shorten it to fun.
Pero en verano, esta zona, este espacio debe ser increíble. Con la playa, el vino, las personas que viven aquí, allá, en el vecindario, y la naturaleza, los pájaros.
And natural, with nature, la naturaleza.
All those things close to one another makes it a neat environment. Yep.
Me imagino que las personas tienen botes en verano.
I imagine people have boats in the summer.
O lanchas.
Difference between a bote and a lancha.
Those words I didn't know.
Yeah, bote. There are different words for boat. Bote would be a little boat. Yeah. Well, it could be a bigger boat too. Lancha generally indicates a motorboat. A lancha, think of launching. Lancha is a boat that's got a motor.
I have the word, is it barco?
Barco is also a word for boat. Yeah.
Because I had that in my head. Yeah.
Why are there so many different words for boat? I don't know. But
because there's lots of kinds. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Y pasean por este lago. Miren la base de esta plataforma está congelada. Hay hielo.
Yes, I see.
And está congelada. It is frozen. That's a temporary state, obviously.
Right.
So.
Increíble fenómeno de la naturaleza. Se ve muy bonito.
Here's another say. It looks a certain way. It looks really nice. Bonito is pretty, but it looks nice.
No sé si pueden ver.
Here's a poder plus a verb. I don't know if you guys can see, and the implications, but notice she skips the word ustedes. Because she knows she's talking to an audience of a lot of people. She assumes it's an ustedes thing. So, no sé si pueden ver. I don't know if you guys can see. You just don't say the word you guys, but the pueden indicates, hey, you guys, right? I don't know if you guys can see,
Pero
but
aquí abajo puedo ver
here down
naturaleza,
below,
otras plantas,
you can see
parecen
other
algas.
plants.
Muy,
Seems like algae.
muy interesante. Parece que no es demasiado profundo aquí.
Looks like it doesn't seem
Not too
very, very
Yep.
deep.
No sé allá,
I don't know about over
pero
there.
qué miedo y tengo frío. Regresemos. Vámonos.
Let's go back. Let's go.
Do you know where that lake is, Marilyn? I don't
Pardon?
know.
Do I know?
Would you know where the lake is? You said it's up in in Washington State or Canada?
Está cerca de Vancouver.
Okay.
It's near Vancouver somewhere. It's in British Columbia.
It's beautiful.
Is all I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahora estamos llegando a otro lugar
So we're
de
getting
vino,
to it.
a otro
Yeah, now they're going to
viñedo.
another one. Yep.
Y
Right. So there are vineyards like nearby. It would be
Yep.
kind of like a Napa, Sonoma, right? Northern California thing.
vamos a tener una actividad. Se
We're gonna
llama
have
Mission
activity.
Hill. Y Patty, ¿qué vamos a hacer?
Vamos a primero pasear.
And we got to what are we going to do? See, we're going, primero pasear. First, we're going to wander around, stroll around. Pasear is to stroll. Pasear is to walk in a leisurely way.
Por
Yeah.
el viñedo
We're gonna
y
walk
después
around
vamos
the
a
vineyard.
hacer una prueba de vino, una cata.
We're going to do a wine tasting.
Tasting.
And
Yeah.
the prueba means to try something out.
Got
whether
it.
It's food or wine. So una prueba would be a tasting, testing. And cata, C-A-T-A, also is a formal word that means a tasting,
Got it.
a wine sampling.
De vinos.
Cata
Nos
de
van a dar algunos
wine
vinos
sample.
para probar, creo que son
Nos van a dar, they're going to give us, nos van a dar algunos vinos. They're going to give us some wines. And they're going to, the faceless people who run the vineyard, right?
Yeah.
4
I
y
think there are
los vamos
4.
a ver si nos gustan.
We're gonna see
Estoy
if we like them.
emocionada
Sí,
y
gracias.
lista para probar el
I'm
agua
excited
especial.
and ready to
Ustedes saben a qué me
try
refiero,
special wine.
¿sí? Ujú. Bueno,
special water.
escriban aquí abajo. ¡Wow! Llegamos a este lugar
Yeah,
muy
we got to this
elegante,
place.
muy
It's really
bonito.
elegant.
Aquí es
Very
donde
lovely.
cultivan la uva.
Here's where they grow the
Yeah, those are the actual
Yeah.
vineyards.
Here's
Esta
where they
zona.
grow,
Supongo que
cultivate
tienen
the
más.
grape.
Pero lo hermoso es ver el contraste de la nieve.
Here's another lo hermoso. The lovely thing, the beautiful thing.
Okay.
Lo hermoso. The beautiful thing is to see the contrast of the snow.
Con las plantas secas,
dried out
y también
plants
las montañas.
and also the
Muy
mountains
bonito. Y el agua, por supuesto.
and the water,
Una
of
mezcla maravillosa. Pero
course.
por
A wonderful
acá
mix.
tenemos una vista muy bonita.
Got beautiful
Me
view.
encanta este arco.
I love
Creo
this
que va a
arch.
ser una muy buena experiencia.
It's going to be va a ser, it's going to be va a ser.
Vamos a entrar. Hace
Another-
frío, necesitamos calentarnos. ¡Wow!
Okay. Momento, we've got a second one that you didn't have on that. Vamos
A entrar.
We're gonna go in.
Hace
Yeah.
frío, necesitamos
cold,
calentarnos.
Here's another 2-verb combination. It wasn't on your list, but we can combine necesitar with an
Oh.
infinitive, a second verb we don't conjugate. And its job is not to say you can or you're going to, but you need to do something. Necesitamos calentarnos. We need to calentar is to get warm.
Warm up, I assume. Yeah.
Warm up, yeah. In
Yeah.
English, we wouldn't say warm ourselves. We wouldn't say that. You know what it means, but we're going to warm up. Yeah, English uses lots of verb combinations, verbal phrases that are like warm up, cool down, fall down. We use lots of like directional things with verbs. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Spanish, that becomes a job of reflexives. Reflexives change things ever so much. Calentar would mean to warm. So normally you would use this to talk about like heating up food in a microwave, right? But when we make it reflexive, it means we have to get warmed up.
Get warm,
getting out of the cold. Okay.
¡Wow! Es un mundo diferente.
It's a different world.
Jazz, música de jazz.
Jazz music.
Tenemos una cita. Vamos.
Oh, we've got an appointment. Una cita. We've got a date. We've got an appointment.
Chicos, estamos ya en la zona donde vamos a probar estos vinos.
We're in the place where we're going to try out these wines.
Cada persona tiene 4 copas de vino.
Every person has 4 glasses of wine. And a copa is always referring to a wine glass.
Gotcha.
Or an alcoholic beverage of some kind. Yeah.
Oh.
Copa is not is a word we use for wines, liquors, things like that. Una copa, generally wines. Una copa de
vidrio.
glass.
Y vamos a empezar todos con el chardonnay. Vamos a probar este chardonnay que elaboraron aquí.
And vamos a probar. We're going to try this one out. It's Chardonnay that they made here.
Salud. Y ahora es el turno del vino rosé.
And now it's Rosé's turn.
Bill no tiene nada.
Bill
Salud.
has nothing.
He terminado ahora, sí.
¿Te gustó?
He terminado.
He liked that one.
Yeah, it's a past one. And of course, with wine tastings, you only get a small amount. They don't give you a full glass. You'd be totally schnockered by the time you walked out of the place. So, he terminado is just a more recent kind of I have finished. And he's saying, oh, I just finished mine off. I finished mine now.
Es mejor que los otros, pero me gusta vino rojo.
But he's a red wine fan, and we don't really say vino rojo, and he's catching his own error. Vino rojo.
I noticed that. Yep.
Yeah.
Tinto.
Vino tinto is really the way we talk about red wine. I know. Vino blanco is white wine, but usually you don't use the word rojo with red wine. If you're ordering, it's vino tinto. Tinto. Okay?
Tinto es tu favorito.
Sí, para mí.
¿Este es seco o dulce para ti?
Is it dry or sweet? Seco, dry.
Oh, got it.
Sweet.
Es dulce, pero no demasiado dulce.
¿Comprarías este vino?
Would you buy this wine? So now she's talking about a theoretical. We have to say comprar, and this one uses this particular verb tense, which is a separate verb tense, kind of an advanced one that beginner people don't learn. It uses the whole infinitive altogether. It does not get rid of the AR from comprar. Comprarías. The S at the end does say, I'm talking to you, tú.
Mm-hmm.
And this says, theoretically, would you buy this? Would you? If you had the chance, would you? So, would you buy this one?
No.
Bueno, ahora que hemos probado 5 vinos diferentes.
Now that we have tried 5 different wines, and the hemos probado is a special, it tells you something is over with, but it tells you that it's kind of recent. Yeah.
Sure.
We have tasted, we have tried out, we have tasted. Comes from probar. Hemos means we have just done this. We have tried out 5
5 uvas diferentes, mezclas diferentes. Vamos a ver qué piensa nuestra amiga peruana, nuestro amigo.
we're gonna find out what all these people at our table think, and she tells who they are. La peruana, the lady from Peru, and
amigo canadiense y su
Canadian friend.
mexicana. Empecemos con la más peruana.
Let's start with
Pati.
the Peruvian.
Bueno, debo admitir que hoy día, no sé por qué, pero el vino no era mi favorito en general.
And now she's talking about the past because they tasted it. I don't know why, but this wine really wasn't my favorite in general. Okay, and that era is just a was for era is was. All you really know, it's good to know just that one little word, era is an it was.
Okay.
And she's describing it, so it was not my favorite.
Pero si tuviera que escoger uno, creo que el primero que tomamos, que tenía...
But if I had to choose one, if I had to choose one, it would be the first that we drank. And the tomamos means here.
Drank, yeah.
We're drinking now, but that we drank.
Tenía burbujas, ¿verdad? Creo.
Tenía burbujas.
I didn't know that word.
Tenía means had. Instead of has, it had. Tenía burbujas, it had bubbles.
Oh, burbujas is bubbles.
Yeah, it was a sparkling wine. Tenía burbujas. Tenía is a descriptive past. It just means it had bubbles.
Eso me gustó porque a mí en general me gustan los vinos que tienen burbujas.
Gracias por esta experiencia.
A ti.
Vamos ahora a conversar con nuestro canadiense. Vamos a ver cómo se siente después de más de 5 copas de vino. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien.
Dinos, ¿estás feliz con la experiencia que viviste hoy?
Oh, I want to point out one tiny word in there, that word viviste. Viviste comes from, can you guess what verb it comes from?
Well, vivir, it looks
comes
like.
From vivir.
Yeah.
It does come from vivir. Estás feliz. Are you happy with the experience that you went through? In Spanish, you live through something. So if you experience something, there isn't really, there is a verb, experimentar. It sounds like experiment, but experimentar. But vivir is often used to say you went through something.
Like a life experience?
Yeah. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a big, life change. It's any kind of experience. Yeah. Okay. Are you happy with what you experienced, with what you just did?
And why Dinos? Is that his name?
Dinos is a command. It says tell us.
Oh, tell us. Got it.
D-I. DI has two meanings. D is a past tense for dog, but in this case, it's the command for decir. And it's
got it.
Yeah. Dinos means tell us.
Tell us. Oh, gotcha.
So, dinos is tell us. Dime is tell me. Right? Dime, we tag on the me to say who should you tell me. Dinos, tell us.
Después de mucho alcohol, estoy muy feliz, sí.
I'm very happy.
¿Feliz por la experiencia o feliz por...?
Happy on account of the experience.
Or because the wine.
Por los dos.
Happy on account of the
Excelente
wine.
respuesta.
Both.
Bill, ¿vas a comprar una botella hoy?
I'm going to buy a bottle.
Sí, por supuesto.
And vas a comprar. Are you going to buy?
You're going to buy a bottle.
Two verb thing, yeah.
Fiesta.
And he thinks he is, right?
Yes.
El lugar.
Yeah, por supuesto, of course.
Ha cerrado. Somos los últimos.
And now she's talking about a past. Ha cerrado comes from cerrar, to close. El lugar, the place. El lugar ha cerrado. The place has just
closed.
En salir.
We're the last ones to leave.
Patty está afuera con Bill, muriéndose de frío.
The two of them are outside. They're dying of cold. Muriéndose. They're dying of cold. It's cold out there.
Vamos. Patty, estamos aquí, hemos terminado la experiencia, fue algo increíble, pero dinos, hemos tomado bastante vino.
There's another dinos. Tell us.
Tell me. Yeah, tell us.
Yeah. Hemos tomado. We have just had a lot of wine, quite a bit of wine. Yeah, bastante vino means quite a bit of wine. Bastante is quite a bit.
¿No? Y se supone que una persona tiene que comer antes de tomar.
Oh.
So she's saying, I'm wondering if you're the kind of person who wants to
Se supone que is a little chunk. Se supone que means you're supposed to. One is supposed to, meaning anyone in general. Se supone que you're supposed to, and she tags on the una persona so that we know it's like any human being. You're supposed to have something to eat before you drink. Antes, you're supposed to eat stuff before you drink.
Sí, pero hubo un pequeño problema. Hoy nos olvidamos de comer. Pero mira, estamos muy bien.
Nos olvidamos de comer. We forgot to eat. And she's demonstrating that she can pass a DUI
¿En cuatro?
test. Yeah.
Juntas en cuatro.
I can still stand on one leg.
Estamos muy bien. Bill nos está diciendo que Venus está de ese lado. Ven aquí, explica.
Now he's talking about what he's sighting in the sky. Probably we can leave it here because
they're looking at stars.
Not really pertinent to the whole. They're just goofing around. But you can see how they combined. They had 3 different kinds of 2 verb phrases, right?
Yeah.
And 2 verb phrases can use a whole bunch of verbs. It's pretty much impossible for me to give you a definitive list, but the important thing to know is that the reason for using 2 verbs together is that they're not talking about 2 separate actions, but we're combining 2 things to talk about one activity. But it gives a special idea to that activity. Like it's, por ejemplo, for example, ir a means somebody is going to. It talks about the future. Querer with the infinitive conveys pulls along with it the idea of expressing that you want to, you have a desire. Poder with a second verb means somebody has an ability to do something. And tener que is used a lot to have to. We heard in the video necesitar plus el verb.
Yep.
Okay. To need to. Okay. And need to and have to are kind of close to the same idea, but tener has more of the idea of obligation and need something that, just need. So there are many other verbs besides these, but these are the ones we're focusing on with our practice. So I'm going to make this next one bigger so that you don't have to make yourself blind to read it. Bueno, sí, puedes ver. You can see this. See?
Yep.
Okay? Does that all show up? Yes? See?
It does.
Okay. So we're going to use these. There are more verbs that do this, but again, can't give you the whole list. But just always remember that the second verb doesn't get conjugated. So we never conjugate the 2 of these. We only conjugate the first one. Okay, and that tells who is doing that action. So the ir gets conjugated, querer gets conjugated, poder gets conjugated, tener is conjugated. But the second one will just be like a little caboose hanging off the back end. Also good to know, when 2 verbs walk together, sometimes there is no little word in between the verb and the second infinitive there. Sometimes there's no little word between, like with poder. But some verbs require a special word, like ir needs that little brief word a. It just needs that. They have to go walking together. Tener has to be accompanied with que. It just does. It doesn't translate to anything. Que can have many meanings. It can be a question. What? Que can mean that. Here, it doesn't translate as that. It just has to be there because it's using tener. Okay, all right. So let's see how we're going to say these ideas. ¿Cómo se dice? I'm going to eat at 6.
So
¿Cómo se dice? How do we say that?
It'd be voy a comer a las 6.
Voy a comer a las 6, sí. Voy a comer a las 6. And a las 6 could change to any time of day.
Right.
See? Or anything that talks about a time or even a place, right? But voy a comer. Voy a comer, here is what we're focusing on. There is our two-verb combo. Needs little a. Vale, perfecto, perfecto. Como se dice, we're going to leave tomorrow.
That'd be vamos a salir mañana.
Vamos a salir mañana. Perdón, dump me out of my keyboard. Zoom does that to me sometimes. Vamos a salir mañana. We're going to leave. Well, salir means to leave or go out. It could be also partir. You know, you could say partir is kind of depart. You could even just put in ir. Okay.
We're going to go.
Yeah, because we're going to go. Okay. Does vamos a ir mean is we're going to go this meaning the same thing as we're going to leave? Yes. So that means, okay, strictly, the best translation is salir, but you could use other kind of verbs that convey that same idea. As long as you get the idea across, that's the important thing, not like is the translation exact, right? When is the store going to open? And so now it's the store that's going to do something. It is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need a when word first.
Is that cuando es la tienda va a, and then abrir.
Okay, almost. We're going to actually make it shorter than what you said.
Sure.
Now, here's our little hitch. Is going to open is what we say in English, but in Spanish, this word is not going to appear at all. We're just going to look at the going to open part.
So that'd be va a...
Exacto.
Va a abrir.
Va a abrir la tienda.
La tienda.
Cuando va a abrir la tienda? Another idea that could convey the same idea, even though it's a different set of words. Cuando is when, but theoretically, you could use a more specific question phrase, a more specific interrogative to say, ¿a qué hora va a abrir?
Sure.
And that would get across the exact same idea, but it's a little more exact, right? A qué hora, at what time? At what time conveys the same idea as cuando, but you can use either one. If they're slightly different, they get across the same meaning. Okay, I'm going to enjoy myself.
So voy a disfrutar. Is it disfrutar?
You could.
I'm trying to remember what enjoy means.
Voy a disfrutar, and now we would need
un
something.
Buen tiempo.
Voy a
or something.
disfrutar el día. I'm going to enjoy the day, right?
Yep.
Disfrutar is one thing. So what we're going to get across is this idea of enjoy, have a good time. There are probably 3 ways you might hear somebody use it.
Sure.
And disfrutar is one. Probably a little more common than disfrutar would be voy a pasarla bien. I'm going to pass it well. Pasar bien means to have a good time. Even though the word time does not appear at all. Pasarla bien. You may hear that as lo too. Regionally, people will either say pasarla, mostly in Latin America, or pasarlo, mostly in Spain. It might be a lo, it word, or a la, it word. If you use either one, it doesn't really matter. Anybody would understand you. Voy a pasarla bien. Okay. Another way to say have a good time is a reflexive verb. So we could say voy voy a divertirme. Voy a divertirme. Divertirse is to have good time. Enjoy yourself. So, any of those three. Disfrutar, although with disfrutar, you probably need, I mean, typically you'll hear like a thing you're going to enjoy or an activity. Whereas the pasarla and the divertirme will stand alone. Okay.
Sure.
So those are all ir a, ir a. And now we're switching out of ir a, we're switching out of future, and we're shifting into ways to talk about what our desires, what people want to do. I want to rest. So we need to conjugate querer.
Querer, yeah. So it's quiero.
Quiero.
And then I can only think of dormir, but that means to sleep. I don't know if that's the same.
Dormir is sleep, and that would be, we want something a little more generic, probably descansar.
Descansar, oh.
Quiero descansar. Quiero descansar. See? Okay, bien. But here, querer does not need the little word a. That is not needed. So the two verbs will be right next to each other. We just let the second one be a caboose. It doesn't get conjugated. Okay. We want to take the subway.
So that'd be queremos, because it's we want. And then to take would be, is it tocar?
Oh, you're almost there. Tomar.
Tomar, there we go. Tocar is to play, tocar is like to play a guitar, isn't it?
Tocar is to play an instrument.
Yeah, okay.
Or to touch,
to
physically reach out and touch something. Sí. Queremos
tomar
el metro.
Metro.
Queremos tomar el metro. Okay, bien. In Spain, you may hear queremos coger. Don't use coger anywhere in Latin America because it's the F-bomb. So tomar is the safe one. Always go with the safe one. Tomar. Tomar has many, many jobs. You'll notice in the video, they use tomar to talk about drinking.
Right.
And we can use it to talk about drinking alcohol, drinking water, drinking milk, drinking anything. Tomar is a very all-purpose verb. It means to drink. It means to eat. To snack on something. And it means to take something, in this case, transportation. So if you want to ask a question of somebody, do you want to eat with me? And the do will not appear at all in your question, right?
Right. So that'd be quieres. So if you're saying to you, quieres tomar, then can I use tomar?
Could be tomar, could
or
be comer.
Yeah. Conmigo would be with me. Yeah.
Sí. Bien. And you could get a little more specific. If it was lunchtime, you might say almorzar, if it's midday.
Sure.
If it's evening, you might say quieres cenar, have a, evening meal. If it's morning, quieres desayunar. Those are just more specific eating verbs, right? That are keyed into a time of day. And quieres, right? If you have the formal you, quiere usted, but quieres. Okay, I want to order tacos al pastor.
So quiero, I'm trying to think what to order is. I don't remember.
Begins with a P.
I don't remember. Pedir, there we go.
Sí, quiero pedir tacos al pastor. That just tells about the type of thing you want them to set up for you, right? Okay, so these are all querer plus infinitive, querer plus infinitive, querer plus infinitive. No little word. Just they go walking right next to each other. Okay, yay. But never quiero pido, quiero tomo. Quiero descanso. Right. No, never that. Always be just the infinitive. And sí, can I see the menu? Puedo.
That'd be because that's poner.
Now we're using poder, right?
Yeah. So puedo ver.
Puedo ver el menú.
El menú, yeah.
¿Puedo ver el menú, por favor? Sí, puedo ver el menú, por favor. You probably add your por favor just to be a polite, nice person.
Always better to be more polite. Yep.
Yeah. Where can we buy tickets?
Donde
Can
Oh.
we?
Oh, yeah. So podemos
Podemos
comprar
comprar. And,
boletos.
sí,
Los
boletos.
boletos, yeah.
It could be entradas. Yeah, lots of words are actually used for ticket. That's one of those things, depending on the region you're in, they flip around. Boletos, entradas, ticket. But yeah, we can hear the music. Oh, we can, or he can hear the music.
So that'd be puede.
Yeah,
but I don't know what to hear is.
Well, okay. It might be oír. Oír is
I learned smell earlier, but I don't know.
A lot of times we use this with music because
escuchar. Oh.
Just hearing it is oír. But if you're really listening to it, right? Escuchar. I would use escuchar probably. Puede oír o puede escuchar la música, ¿sí?
Yep.
Bien, vale. We can go with our friends.
Could we before we go on to that, can we talk about the verbs that would be all the senses? So to see is ver, to hear would be oír.
Sí.
To smell, I learned that one. That's oler.
Ver is see, to see. Senses.
Oír, to hear. Oler is to smell.
Oler is to smell.
Smell. How about taste?
Tocar is to touch.
Yeah, to touch is tocar, and then taste.
Oh, sí. Probar.
Probar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sí.
Oír would, and then oír, and this one was here. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
gotcha.
right, yeah, to here. All right.
Okay.
Listen to, a little more specific. So,
yeah.
Now, we got a we can. We can.
So that'd be podemos.
Podemos.
Ir.
Ir.
A los amigos.
Con nuestros amigos.
Yeah.
Bien, bien. Vale. Bueno, ok. Podemos ir. Bien. I have to pay with a credit card. Now we're switching out of poder and into tener que.
Right.
Tener que.
So it'd be tengo que pagar con something electrical.
Tarjeta.
Tarjeta. There we go.
Tarjeta, and you may say de crédito. These days, people sometimes skip the de crédito part because people kind of don't care if it's debit or credit. It's plastic money, right? Yeah.
They're gonna play with the card. Yep.
Yeah. Tengo que pagar con tarjeta. Con tarjeta. Bien.
Yeah.
Bien. Vale. Now it's not I have to, but we have to. So we're conjugating tener for the we part.
So yeah, tenemos que. Tomar.
Tomar. El autobús.
Autobús.
And again, you may hear different words for autobús. You could hear just hear bus. You could hear camión. You could hear in the Pacific guagua. Strange sounding name for bus, but guagua is what they use in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Puerto Rico, you might hear guagua. So different words for autobús, right? Yeah. Okay. We have to look for I have to look for souvenirs.
So tengo que mirar.
Mirar means you're looking at.
Oh.
And this is we're looking for. We're seeking something.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeking something.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a different word. It begins with a B.
Buscar.
Buscar. Tengo que buscar recuerdos.
Recuerdos.
Recuerdos. Sí, bien. Tengo que buscar recuerdos. And notice that in English, we look for something, but that word for does not appear in buscar. It's just buscar. And the for idea is built in to the verb itself. So you don't need to worry about that part of it. Bien.
Yep.
Vale.
Yep.
So, muy bien, muy bien. So, going to, it will happen soon. Want to, you have a desire. Can, you have the ability to do something. And tener que, have to. Okay, a ver. And now let's make some of these negative. And it's very, very easy. A lot of times we express these same ideas in a negative sense. And all that means is we also plug in to our chunk of words, that little word no. And the no will always be in front of the verb if we're going to do that. So I'm not going to eat.
So no voy a comer.
No voy a comer. No voy a comer. I'm not going to eat. No voy a tomar nada. I'm not going to eat anything. Okay. I don't want to miss the flight.
So
I don't want.
Yeah, so no quiero perder.
Sí. El vuelo. El avión, but you'll probably use, you could use avión, plane, but vuelo is your flight.
Vuelo would be
vuelo
the flight.
is probably what you use, right? Yeah, if you perder means to lose something. Perderse, if we make it reflexive, it means to get lost, meaning I lose myself, I get lost.
Sure.
Right? But perder, besides actually losing something, means you lose track of it. You don't know where it is. Perder, to lose. Perder is often used to miss an event or a thing like a vehicle. Okay, so if you miss the bus, it's perder el autobús. If you miss your flight, it's perder el vuelo, right? Perder la reunión is to miss a meeting, right? You can miss an event or a means of transportation. Oh, I can't see the sign.
So this is going to be no puedo.
No puedo.
And then is this mirar? Because looking at?
Actually, that means looking at, like you're kind of scrutinizing.
Oh, so ver.
But this is
ver,
just,
ver.
Yeah,
no puedo ver. And then
el letrero. Probably el letrero. See, it could be a señal, but it's often letrero. And the difference between ver and mirar is a difference in English between see and look at. Look at is kind of, wow, how is that different? Well, see is just the ability. You've got it in your visual range.
To see is just exactly.
But ver is often colloquially used to say to watch TV as well.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. So ver can mean watch if you're saying watch a show, watch TV, watch a concert. You might hear it in that way. Okay, I can't understand.
So no puedo is I can't, and then to understand is it entender? Entender.
No puedo entender. Muy importante. That's a good one to know, right? If you don't catch what somebody says to you, no puedo entender. Lo siento. Sorry. Okay, we can't pay with cash.
No podemos comprar con efectivo.
Con efectivo, sí. Sí, con efectivo. Efectivo is cash. Coins and bills, right? I have to leave. I have to go out at 9.
So tengo que salir.
I should have made this negative.
No tengo. I don't have to leave at 9.
These are all supposed to be negative. I don't have to leave God at 9. No.
A las 9.
No tengo que salir.
Salir. Yeah.
A las 9. See, you may hear that, oh, really probably, let's put in that word until. Until, because often we say this, I don't have to go until a certain time, and that would be hasta. No tengo que salir hasta. It's just usually the way we say an idea, right? Hasta las 9. Bien, bien, vale, perfecto, perfecto. Todo bien. All good?
I am good. That's good. Yeah,
Double
that's good
verbs.
practice.
There are lots of other verbs. I'm going to tag on a couple things at the end para que sepas, just so that you know. There are lots of verbs besides what we looked at that you may hear people use. There is no way to give you every single one. But oh, perdón, hang on. Include necesitar. Bien. There are lots. So I'm going to include a few of these for you. Let me go into the end of our file here. And just to show you an idea, a little taste. You might hear, and we're going to start off with necesitar plus infinitive, to need to do something. Okay. And that's really easy because necesitar is a very, very regular kind of verb. So I need to find this address, right? Necesito encontrar sí, esta dirección. Necesito encontrar esta dirección. Bien. So to need to do something, necesitar. There is one that you hear sometimes, and it will need an extra word, and it won't be a, and it won't be que, it'll be de. Acabar de with an infinitive is to have just, and to have just done something. And it means that you just finished something. It finished very, very shortly. Yeah, just a little while ago, right? We wouldn't use this to talk about what you did yesterday or what you did 5 hours ago, because that's too far in the past. So it's talking about something very, very recent, right? To have just done something. So, por ejemplo, I have just eaten. Somebody says you want to get something to eat. Oh, I just ate. I just ate.
Acabo de comer.
Acabo de comer. Yeah. Acabo de comer. I just ate. Meaning I finished eating recently. Oh, I'm sorry, I won't be joining you for dinner because I already ate, right? Acabo de comer. And that way somebody is not offended because they know, oh, you're full. Right? You're not rejecting them because you think they're a jerk and want to have, or you're too cheap to pay your end or whatever. It's just, can't do it. And so some need little extra words, some don't. Here's another one that is common. Preferir plus an infinitive. To prefer to do something. Okay. When you're talking about, you know what? This is very akin to, similar, using querer. It's talking about your preferences, your likes.
So like on the video, the guy goes, "I prefer red wine."
Yeah, but in this case, it'll be I prefer doing something.
To drink red wine.
So if you want to say, for example, we prefer to walk. We don't want to take a taxi. We don't want to take a bus. We don't want to get in the car. We just want to walk. Okay, we prefer to walk.
Preferimos.
Here's the imos because it's an I verb. Preferimos.
Got it. Yep. Caminar.
Caminar or andar, depending on which walk verb you use, right? Preferimos caminar. Preferimos andar. Igual. So, if that, of course, went to an I prefer, then it needs a little stem change. So that one's a little bit out. It's not a regular verb like necesitar or acabar. Prefiero. So you do need to know with this one, it's got that funny little IE, not with the nosotros, but with the other forms. So, prefiero. Yay. There are lots of, I'm going to add one other little extra one because it's kind of an obligation one. Actually, I might add two. There are two obligation ones. Tener que is probably your go-to. Tener que is what you hear all the time. But once in a while, you may hear somebody say, instead of tener que, hay que. And it carries us a little bit of a special, it is obligation, like tener que is, hay que, and it needs the que, but it is impersonal. So what it really means technically is something like this. One must. One must is super formal. Nobody in conversation is in English.
No.
One must really do this. It sounds stilted, sounds stuffy, too formal, right? So here's what we really mean in English. You have to. Or as people in the Midwest like to say, you have to. Yeah.
Right.
When you hear somebody say that, you may hear them say something that sounds more like you have to. And what they mean is you have to. But they're talking about obligation, right? So, but the interesting thing with IK means somebody is not trying to be in your face. Tener que is very specific to the human being. Tienes que escuchar. You have to listen. What's the difference? Here, there's a difference between tener que. Tienes que escuchar means you're conjugating tener for tú. You are really talking to you. You are putting that obligation on that you. You have to listen. Tener makes it very personal. Tener makes the obligation very personal. We're talking directly about whoever that human being is that has that obligation. Okay? IK makes it very, very impersonal. And that means it's very much not in your face. It's very general. It's the you have to with you in the most general sense possible. So that means they're not being pushy with you. IK just means anybody in general. Hay que, por ejemplo, hay que cruzar aquí. You have to cross here. Not jaywalking, right? Use this crosswalk. Yeah. Hay que cruzar aquí. You have to cross over here. Yeah.
So if you were like on an airplane when they do all the safety information at the beginning, would that be an IK or would that be a TNS?
Yeah. This is stuff that is like general information obligation. Hay que pasar por aquí.
Gotcha.
You have to go through here, this way. You have to go through this way. You have to go along this way, right? Hay que pagar con efectivo. You have to pay with cash. Tienes que pagar con efectivo is very personal. Hey, you better pull out your
cash.
Fill out those bills. Pull out those coins, right? It's very personal. Tienes que, but hay que, well, you have to. Anybody in general has to. So it's very much like not in your face. It's seen as very hands off and not being pushy. Hay que, one must. Yeah. So for general directions, you'll hear hay que quite a bit, right? On the other hand, you might hear debes, but you won't. Well, deber plus infinitive means really one, two. It means ought to or should, and that that is very strong. That is very strong obligation, especially in Mexico. It's the finger wag. It's the mom saying, yeah, or the boss. And it's seen as being very pushy and very forceful. So probably don't want to use that. This is very impersonal, being like super polite because it's so general. It's so very general. And this tener que is putting it on somebody very specifically, but not really seen as pushy. Yeah. See? Yeah. But there are lots of two verb combos that you'll hear just in the course of doing different, having different conversations, communicating different ideas. Okay. Bien, vale.
Is the conjunction of deber, is it a special one?
No. Debo.
Debo. Okay. Gotcha.
Debemos. Sí. Yeah. Debemos comer, we should eat, and that's kind of strong. Hey, we better do it.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Like an actual physical necessity. So these little verbs carry with them special meanings, but not too hard, not too hard. ¿Alguna pregunta? Any question that you have about
No,
anything?
I'm glad to have these other examples too, other than the original four, right? Querer, right, all those. Yep.
There are lots of verbs of and just know that when that happens, it means that we're not talking about two separate activities that are done one after the other.
Right.
It's talking about one activity, but it's giving a special meaning, a special idea, attaching a special meaning to that. Okay. Bien, vale. Nos quedan 5 minutos. We've got about 5 minutes left over. I do want to send along a listening video that will be easy for people to do, just to have fun with.
Like over the break, sure.
Yeah. So actually, I'm going to have 2 things. And I will just kind of use our last. Use our last couple minutes to kind of preview what you're going to have. So you have something to do with a couple of weeks. See? Yeah. Vale. One will be just like this will feel maybe a little harder because it's longer. So it's like when you don't want to listen, but you want to kind of, if you want to do some shadowing and test your speaking or test your reading, yeah. It's about different ways we might want to think about eating during the summertime. Maneras fáciles de comer bien es de verano. Easy ways. Yeah, manera is a way, a manner. Easy ways to eat well this summer. Okay. And there are going to be 3 separate categories. And you can see, it's only 2 pages, dos páginas. So, yeah, see, I need lots of negative space. The first category is going to be convierte tu cena favorita en una ensalada. Turn your favorite dinner into a
salad.
Convertir is to, well, it looks like convert. And when you turn something into something, it converts, doesn't it? So convierte means turn it into. Convertirse can mean to become something. Lleva tu relación con el tofu al siguiente nivel. Take your relationship with tofu to the next level. Personalmente no como tofu. I personally don't eat tofu porque no soy vegetariana, because I'm not vegetarian, and because it's just not easy to read about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Y la tercera idea, the third idea, bebe tu cena, drink your dinner, bebe tu cena. In our hot weather, when next time it hits 110, which will be this week, probably,
yeah,
bebe tu
right?
cena, drink your dinner. Drink your dinner, and it's going to talk about special things to do. See how much you can get on your own. I would say don't go crazy trying to translate every special word. I took a couple things here and there that I thought, just to make sure you don't break your flow too much, I put in a couple of definitions. And I'll maybe go in and do that with a couple other words, but maybe reserve 5 words that you need to actually resort to a dictionary.
Okay.
See how much you can get through with just getting from context what the meaning is. And the second thing, you're going to get another tour, but it's going to be a very different kind of tour. Okay, a ver. Una entrevista, preview. You are going to get a video to watch during the 2-week off hiatus. And here we go. Un día de un rancho mexicano. Es un tour, es un recorrido, it's a tour, ¿sí? De un rancho. Es un video muy fácil de entender. It's a really easy thing to understand, really easy video to understand, because you will have visual cues throughout for any special words that she uses. As you can see, it says comprehensible input. So it's designed to be easy with the visuals and everything else. And instead of a Canadian tour, it's going to be south of the border, a tour of a Mexican ranch. And some of those are probably things you can relate to. Doesn't look exactly like all of our desert Southwest either. Y eso es, that's about it.
Sounds good.
Bien, todo bien.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Sí, gracias por participar. Thanks for being a trooper and being my soul person. Yeah.
That's fine. Glad I could be here today.
Sí, muy bien, muy bien. And we'll do more videos for the session that's coming for fall session. If you've got ideas in advance that you want to make sure I incorporate for fall session, like a specific thing about grammar or vocabulary, shoot me a quick email, and I'll make sure if you ask for it that I build that into fall session. It will start September 8th. September 1st is our Labor Day holiday.
Yeah.
So nothing's going to be open if you have a physical class that is going to be in person. They're not taking that week because too many people are out of town.
Got it.
As you can see, lots of people already out of town.
Like this week, yeah.
It's the last hurrah for summer and getting out of the heat and all that good stuff. Okay. Todo bien.
All right.
Muchísimas gracias,
Thank
Vi.
you. Enjoy your week, Marilyn. Thank you.
Y tú también, tú también.
Muchas
Claro,
gracias.
sí.
Bye.
Excelente. Nos vemos.